We're getting ready to go back to the United States. I wanted to share 3 things we learned while we were in Costa Rica. Things that you wouldn't normally know or maybe think about. The first thing is it's really safe here. Caitlin and I left walking one night. We wanted to go find dinner. We found a bar that was so good we visited it a second night in a row. We took a taxi to a town about an hour away and we walked around all day long. No issues. It's so nice. It's refreshing. I feel safer here than I do in Dallas, to be honest. The second thing we learned is that the country itself does not have a military. On one of our trips out of town, we were riding in a taxi. On both sides of us, there were fences around each property with razor wire, and they looked like maybe they were important buildings or something, but they were just houses. We asked the taxi driver why all the properties had fences around them. And he said, for protection. And I asked him, protection from what? Like cartels, criminals? And he said there are no cartels here, and there's very little crime. But because of that, they don't have a lot of police either. He said they don't need them. So each person just kind of secures their own property, and it's more of a deterrent, even though nothing really happens. That conversation led to an even deeper level, that Costa Rica as a country doesn't actually have a military. Look it up. There's no military for Costa Rica. Apparently the local police are trained in special tactics to protect their own little towns if there's an issue, but other than that, the country itself does not have a formal military presence. Crazy, right? But it works. The third thing, the craziest thing, are the cemeteries. What I mean by that is they don't bury their bodies. We were driving down the street and Caitlin looks to the right and she's like, hey, look over there. So I look and there's rows and rows of these concrete boxes. And I asked the cab driver, hey, what is that? He said, oh, that's a cemetery. Apparently there's only one cemetery in all of Costa Rica that buries the bodies. The rest of them are put in these concrete boxes. And as somebody in the family passes away, they'll actually stack them, so they'll be 2 or 3 tall. But they're all above ground. I thought that's crazy, so I started looking on Google Maps, and apparently it's true. You can see pictures on all the Google Maps for any cemetery in Costa Rica, and they're just boxes on top of the ground. Why do we bury them in the United States? Just because we do it doesn't make it right. It's just something we do. It's interesting. Different cultures, different ways of life.